Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call to order the Commissioners' meeting for Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. I'd ask that you please join me in a moment of silent reflection. If you would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
There was no one else joining us remotely at this time.
Executive session announcement.
I do not believe there's been an executive session since our last meeting, which would have occurred on April 30th, 2024. Does anyone have any recollection? No, we're good. No executive sessions.
Okay, I'll move for the approval of the Board of Commissioners meeting minutes for 4/25/24.
I know that you received those. I think they're on my desk.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think I had seen them.
We'll table
hold
that.
that to next week. Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you. I apologize.
Public comment.
Since all three of you went to last week's CCAP session on the opioid settlement dollars, I was just wondering if you were going to have any future discussion or any ideas about your future obligations or interests and what you want to do with those dollars or whatever. Just looking for an update.
I would say that we were very appreciative that CCAP had the conference. I think we gained, all three of us attended all. We gave a lot of good information to us to help in making the decisions. So it was very informative, and it is going to help us. So yes, and we will be discussing that further. Okay. Commissioners' comments.
I would just echo what you just said. I think that the symposium last Wednesday was very educational, very helpful, and I'm looking forward to putting some of what we learned in practice. So.
Thank you. I just would like to point out that I think we're in the middle of Small Business Week, and we have lots of small businesses in Blair County, and I ask that we support them and keep them going because they do keep our economy going and employ a lot of our folks. Thank you.
I would like to read, it's National Corrections Officer and Employees Week 2024. So I'd like to read a proclamation. National Corrections Officers Employee Week, May 5th through May 11th, 2024. Whereas correctional officers are trained law enforcement professionals dedicated to maintaining safe correctional facilities, ensuring public safety, and whereas correctional facilities across the U.S. are run by highly qualified and experienced individuals with a deep understanding of the challenges within the profession, and whereas correctional officers and employees are responsible for the custody, care, and rehabilitation of thousands of offenders every year, as well as maintenance of the safe and secure facilities. And whereas correctional officers and employees serve admirably in many different capacities, including jail administrators, wardens, chaplains, nurses, supervisors, social workers, teachers, managers, and directors. And whereas correctional officers and employees teach, train, mentor, counsel, and treat thousands of offenders and provide offenders with direction, hope, and a new focus while assisting with reentry and life outside corrections. And whereas although each of these dedicated professionals work in a different field and specialize in a specific area, all are committed to common goal, the secure, safe, and human operation of our Commonwealth's correctional facilities. And whereas, and now therefore, we, the Blair County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim the week of May 5th through the 11th, 2024 as Correctional Officers Employee Week in Blair County, and encourage the residents of Blair County to recognize the vital role these dedicated professionals play in ensuring the effective operation of our correctional system in the interest of public safety, duly adopted by the Commissioners of the County of Blair, Pennsylvania, the 7th day of May 2024. May I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve this.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There is no one here from the correctionals. Okay. Would you please run us through the consent agenda?
Sure. Today's consent agenda is resolution number 219. It's the payment of the following 4 warrant lists as outlined on your agenda in item A. It's the ratification of 6 warrant lists as outlined in item B. Ratification of total payroll for the check dated 5/3/24 in the total amount of $880,632.94. It's 2024 budget transfers and items D and E. 1, use of the courthouse courtyard area on August 10th by the Drug and Alcohol Partnership, August 10th from 11 to 1:30. That is to conduct the Central PA Recovery Walk and Rally. Its resignations, employments, and a status change as outlined in items G, H, and I respectively.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, staff reports and special business, Blair County Agricultural Land Preservation.
Good morning. So on behalf of the Blair County Ag Land Preservation Board, I present to you 2 contracts with Keller Engineers to conduct surveys on the next 2 farms for the Farmland Preservation Program. The first farm is the Penn England Family Limited Partnership Royer Farm. This farm is proposing approximately 115 acres for permanent easement consideration. The cost of the survey would be $4,925. The second farm is the England Family Limited Partnership Dilling Farm. This farm is proposing approximately 125 acres for easement consideration, with a total cost of the survey of $4,000. Both of these farms are located in Woodbury Township, Blair County. The cost of the surveys will be reimbursed by the state after closing on the easements, so there is no cost to the county. The survey is the next step in the easement process to permanently preserve these 2 farms. These 2 farms will add to the existing 62 farms and almost 9,080 acres that are permanently preserved or in the process of being preserved in Blair County for future generations for ag use. The cost of the easements for these 2 farms will utilize the 2024 easement funds. Thank you to the generosity of the commissioners with $130,000 allocation from the Act 13 funds by the commissioners. We did receive $381,891 in state funds. So almost a 3-to-1 return on investment. So on behalf of the Blair County Ag Land Preservation Board, I do request your approval of the 2 contracts.
Any questions or comments?
Could you give me the acreage on the Dilling farm? I missed.
Sure. The Dilling Farm is approximately 125.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's safe to say we all appreciate what you do, and we think this is very important. So if there's no other comments or questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve the contracts for the land preservations.
I'll second that.
Rich, do you need separate resolutions at all for each, or is it
I
okay
did
to
do a
be in
separate
one?
resolution for each one.
Yeah, so could we take those individually, please? Thank
So I'll
you.
make a motion for the first,
Royer.
the Royer Farm for the total of $4,925.
Thank you.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'll make a motion again for the second one of the contract for the Keller, with Keller Engineers and the Dilling Farm in the amount of $4,000.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay,
Thank you.
yours. Thank you. CYF.
Morning.
Good morning.
We're just requesting approval of the fiscal year 24-25 purchase of service agreement and HIPAA business associate agreement between the County of Blair, Blair County Children, Youth, and Families, and Evolution Counseling Services, LLC.
Any questions or comments?
Is this our first 24-25?
We've had attorneys go through, but this is our first provider contract. Yep.
That's exciting.
Yes.
And then can you kind of just give us a summary for everyone's knowledge what Evolution
So
does
they
for
do a
us?
lot of our in-home counseling. A lot of their services are paid for with grant monies. They have Face It program, expressions, delinquency programs. They do our truancy program. So all of this is done with children who are not yet in our care, but they go to their home and counsel these children.
Thank you. And did we get the signature page corrected? Did we get a new?
I didn't
signature
know
page?
that it needed to
Okay.
be corrected.
I think we do need that just before
Okay.
if we do approve it today, we'll need the new signature page. And
Sure
then
thing.
also, it was odd how it came into our office. There's a lot of discussion on the 23-24 contract, but then it just starts with sending it to us for 24-25. So I wanted to make sure that that went through solicitor review because it says solicitor approval below, but it's for the 23-24 contract.
Yes, so with this, everything is the same as far as what needs to be approved by solicitor. So the insurance is exactly the same, nothing was changed, that was approved by Nathan, and the boilerplate was approved by Nathan as well. So we forwarded prior solicitor approval for this contract.
So you're working off a solicitor approval that was on the 23-24 contract, but she's indicating that nothing has changed. So I didn't know if that changed any of
And
your approvals today.
Please tell me if I'm wrong, but we were under the understanding that if the insurance hasn't expired yet and it was approved, everything's the same. They have the limits that are in place that are needed, that we can just push through the contracts that we have.
And you're marking those for when they do expire, like
Yes.
later in
Yep.
the year, so.
Yep, we
Okay.
track all that.
Yep, yep.
Mhm.
So this was not sent to our new solicitors, is that what
The
you're saying?
boilerplate was approved by the solicitor as well as the insurance limits.
The new
but-
solicitors?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm. But this contract as a full packet was not sent to the solicitor for approval. Does that make sense?
so
They approved
he
it.
approved the individual parts?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, that makes more sense to
Yeah.
me.
Any further comments or
Sorry,
questions?
Mindy. This first one, we'll get this
I
all out of
know.
the way on the first
It's
one, and then the rest of
confusing.
them
We've
are
never
just go
been this
for it.
ahead of the game, so
Love
it's
it,
fine.
love it. Good job.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve?
I will make a motion to approve pending receipt of the appropriate signature page.
Yep.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Thank you. I'll send that over this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Public Works, Ken.
I'm requesting approval of a state-required elevator inspection services for the courthouse and the prison in the amount of $80 per unit for the period of January 1, 24 to December 31st, 24, in the amount of $880 per year.
Any comments or questions of Ken?
Ken, thanks for helping our vendor through that contracting process. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve. I have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, Ken.
Thanks.
Social Services, Melissa.
Good afternoon. I'm here
afternoon.
requesting the approval of the fiscal year 23-24 renewal contract between the County of Blair on behalf of the Social Services and Central PA Behavioral Health Collaborative doing business as Blair Health Choices in the total amount of $400,000.
Comments or questions?
Missy, when is the fiscal year for that one? Is it?
June 30th, it'll expire.
Okay.
And what specifically do they do for that amount?
The Blair Health Choices is the managed care health provider in the county, and they do mental health case management, and they do the Medicaid enrollment for the county as well.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? May I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I
Thank you.
actually have to abstain
Oops.
because I'm on the Blair Health Choices Board.
There we go. Okay, thank you. And Allison or Nicole?
I think Rachel's here to take the first one. Sorry, Commissioner, I
It's all right.
We didn't make
We'll
that
figure it out.
notation, yep. Good afternoon, Rachel.
Hi, everybody. I'm here on behalf of ABCD Corp. to request approval for the cooperation agreement and the indemnity agreement per the Crest Building RACB project. They are currently going through the process to have their scope approved by the Office of the Budget. Both agreements we need executed to move further along. The RACB is $1,500,000, and it'll be used to renovate and modernize the former Crest Building located at 1404 to 06 11th Avenue. The 18,000 square foot structure has 2 above ground floors and a basement that is considered a significant part of the historical fabric of the downtown Altoona community. The overall renovation project anticipates providing loft-style apartments on floor 2, meeting the market needs for the community and medical housing demand, along with commercial medical educational programming on floor 1 and the basement level. So I'm just here to ask for approval on those 2 documents.
Okay, comments or questions? Hearing none?
Okay, well, and I just want to make sure, our purpose, the county's purpose in this is in the event that something is not spent properly, we then guarantee that we will pay it?
Yes, but between the 2 agreements, it ultimately falls back on KB revitalization.
So it goes back to,
Yes.
okay,
Mhm.
okay.
And I have the hard copies if you guys would like them
No,
to.
I have it here, I just
Allison.
figured for
Okay.
public knowledge.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
The ladies in the front row would like the signed copies, but yeah, thank you. Thanks, Rachel.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the indemnity agreement.
I'll say.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you have it. Thank you. And Allison is stepping up.
Okay, so 2 items today. The first is to request approval to accept the second 23-24 Peace Corps Loss Prevention Grant Award in the total amount of $7,404. And just as a reminder, we have the previous 22 to make the full 30, so we were awarded the full 30,000 of the grant. I guess I'll just stop there for approval.
All right, and Nicole, I know you're on the P Corp
Board of Directors,
So
right?
anything you want to say on this or what it's for or explain?
So it's actually it's actually an honor of mine to sit on that P Corp Board of Directors. It is one decision that we make every year and has full board support from the other folks that sit with me on the board that make up either county commissioners or chief clerks or risk managers around the county. And it's always something that we're really interested in always keeping and making sure that it is aligned in our budget, but also trying to find ways to save money over here so we can add to that grant. So just recently it went from $25,000 to $30,000, and we see a lot of good with this. Specifically in Blair County, we could not have done some of the initiatives that we've started with these projects. And really, it's a way for things when they creep up through the year to say, we didn't budget for that, but then P Corp kind of gives us this grant. And what's nice is a new round starts on June 1st. So start thinking about what we can spend that money on. It runs for a year. So thanks for the opportunity to have a little commercial moment there. Thanks.
Can we use it for a
Commercial break.
prison? I just thought I'd ask.
see a
$30,000 present.
Okay. Any further comments or questions? If not, I would make a motion to approve the P Corp Loss Prevention Grant in the amount of $7,404.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
And as the last item there is part of that approval as well, I'm requesting approval of a quote change proposal received from American Corrections Maintenance for purchasing additional bullet-resistant glass for one of our MDJ locations in the total amount of $4,867.04. And this was just a change to their original contract.
Yeah, so what had happened is we had ordered glass and it came in and it was the wrong size, and then there was the company said that we measured it, so they weren't paying for it, and we went back and forth. And so to keep our MDJs safe, we ordered the glass, and it's done. So any comments or questions? Hearing none, I would make a motion to approve the additional bullet-resistant glass for the MDJ location May I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank
Thank
you. Any old business? The same old business.
It's the same old business. Do you want me to just mention, I did contact our solicitor, and his response was that it is up to us what we want to do. He said, he suggested that if we have any outstanding construction issues, which I believe we do not at this time, as long as the cracked treads thing was taken care of, that we would be able to approve this if we wish. But if there are any outstanding contract issues, or not contract, construction issues, that we should wait.
And how does that relate to the warranty? I know there was a difference between, I believe the contract said it was for 5 years, and they were saying it was that they were only going to honor 3. Is that going to change that in any way, shape, or form? Does that mean we automatically accept the 3-year and we're foregoing the other 2 years? I don't know what that means.
I can speak on that if you'd like. So substantial completion means that your physical work is finished. There is still a time period between substantial completion and final closeout, which would include payment of their final payment. That is where you'd work out the paperwork details. So I believe that we still are within our right and have that time to work out that and the liquidated damages outstanding issue that we do have with this contract.
And the other issue about signing this is that if we do approve the substantial completion, it does allow the one subcontractor who had some issues with the contractor to then proceed with his claims.
Oh.
So we don't really want to stand in his way. And as long as our rights are involving the warranty and the damages are protected, which I believe would be, then we may proceed if we wish.
Yeah, I'm fine with proceeding. When I reviewed, it looked like some of the items were in the punch list, which they said they had taken care of. So I believe I'm good to proceed.
Okay, then I will make a motion to approve the certificate of substantial completion for the Blair County Parking Garage Stair Tower Project. May I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We've been carrying that for
Oh,
weeks.
my front office staff is going to be so excited to put that resolution out on the table.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, now make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The next Board of Commissioners meeting will be held Tuesday, May 14th at 1 p.m.